Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another cube draft. Little Swiss cube. So following up the blue-green deck that I was really lucky to go 2-1 with, I think I'd prefer to do something aggressive. So aggressive cards are like Burst Lightning, Madcap Skills, but there's better cards in here, which is sort of the issue. Council's Judgment's a great card. Gristlebrand's a big heavy hitter. Um, he's certainly not an aggressive card, but he's a game changer. Um, he's in the same pack as both Sneak Attack and Show and Tell, which is interesting. If I could hope to wheel either of those, might make it better, but Martial Coup is also very strong. Um, I don't know. I'm going to take this Pain Seer. My reason being it's certainly not the most strong card in the pack, but since I want to do something aggressive, I imagine Pain Seer is going to be really good. Like now I can take a Searing Spear pretty easily and be happy. Geez, Entomb. That would have been good. But yeah, like I can take Searing Spear here now after the Pain Seer. Basically, just if I end up in a burn deck, Dark Confidant and like Pain Seer are actually going to be really good cards. Since if I can untap with them, I can basically, draw some cards, not take much damage, get some burn, get in there. So I think we're going to take a Searing Spear here, hope to wheel Cackler or Frenzied Goblin, which I think shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Okay. Now I think it's pretty easy. Chain Lightning. Hope to wheel Dreadbore, which would be nice. Bushwhacker is a pretty decent card too, but definitely taking Chain Lightning here. It's also a Volcanic Island, but we're in Chain Lightning territory here, baby. All right. Edict is a card. I think, yeah, we're just going to take the Jet. I actually really like Geralf's Messenger a lot, but I'm presuming we're going to be more red than black. Could also take the Temple of Malice, but I think I'd rather have the Jet. I actually like Jet a lot, especially in Burn, where you either want to kill a creature they control or hit them for 2 and set up some more burn spells over the next couple turns. So I think we're just taking the Jet. All right, Goblin Guide seems like a great pickup since it's such a nice 1-drop. This also has Bloodstained Mire in it, which I would like, once again, to help with the Pain Seer. Actually, Porcelain Legionnaire is a great creature too. I do like Goblin Guide more, so I'll take that. Hard to deny the 1-mana hasty dude. Dualcaster Mage, yeah, I think that's exactly what we want. It's a really strong ability. Potentially 4-mana nuke for 6, which is pretty good. Or I guess it's 5-mana nuke for 6, but that's alright. Still very good. And Bone Shredder would actually be a fine pickup, and Badlands would be a fine pickup, but like doubling a spell is pretty insane for 3 mana and getting a creature out of it. We already have a few burn spells for it, so I think that's where we want to be. It kind of sucks for passing up all the fixing for black, but we might actually end up mono red if it keeps going like this. Firefist Striker is actually a very good card, so I'll pretty happily pick that up. I think Hammer of Perforos is okay too. I don't have a problem with that, but I'd rather have the Striker. All right, well, Pyromancer is going to be a big heavy hitter in this deck. War Leader's Helix did a lot of work for me in the last burn deck I had, but Pyromancer just is so perfect for a burn deck. It's one of the best cards you can have for it. It's so good that it's played in Vintage, and I definitely recommend checking out LSV's videos that Blue-Red Delver list that he just posted. Jeez, Vintage. It's so insane. I swear, he plays a Pyromancer, and then he gets in like a 5-spell, counterspell battle, and it's just like spits out all of these elementals right away. It's very sick. Very good card. I mean, it says a lot if a 2-drop from a core set makes it to Vintage. That's pretty impressive. All right, we can take Sulphur Springs. There's also Madcap Skills. Madcap Skills, not that bad if we end up with enough creatures, but I think Sulphur Springs is where I want to be, mostly because I know that Dark Confidant is also in this set, and Pain Seer legitimately does look like a good card here. I'm trying to think if there's any black burn. All I can think is like Corrupt and Tendrils, which are not good with Sulfur Springs, but I don't think I'm going to need the Madcap skill, so I'm going to take the Fixing. All right, we did table both the cards I wanted to, both of which would have been good with Madcap, by the way, but that's okay. What do I like more, the Cackler or the Goblin? I feel like I actually like the Goblin more. Getting rid of a blocker is huge. He is only a 1/1 though. Getting a 2 power on turn 1 is pretty important. I guess we already have the Fire Fist Striker, but even together they can do some crazy things. I'm going to take the Cackler. I changed my mind. I feel like the 2 power is pretty important. We did table the Dreadbore, which is a good sign. Pretty happily taking that. Edict versus Confluence, and there's a Temple of Triumph. Confluence, another card to help us get black. Edict, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to flash it back. This is a very token-heavy format. I don't like it as much. I'm going to take the Confluence. We can go Suicide. We just need to make sure we're hitting our... Graveborn Muse, actually a decent card. Even for this deck, as a 4-drop, I still think it's pretty good. I don't think we're going to need the Stronghold, but I'll still take it. And Dark Blast is actually an okay sideboard card. But yes, Graveborn Muse, even though it's 2 black sources, that's a pretty good card. Drawing cards in burn is pretty insane. So far, we're not looking as good as my last one solely because I don't have a Sulfuric Vortex, which is just such an insane card. But we are still looking pretty good. I don't want to play against Warhammer. That's going to be a problem. So now it's Riftbolt versus Grim Lavamancer. I think it's a pretty easy Lavamancer. This card just does a lot of legwork in burn, especially. But Riftbolt, obviously insane too. Both of them are good, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to take the Lavamancer, which has some more potential value. Throwing spells you've already thrown at your opponent, and then dealing more damage with them. This guy can add up quite a bit. Inferno Titan's a card. I can take it. I can also take Thoughtseize, but it does not really go with the burn aspect of our deck. Problem with Inferno Titan is it doesn't go with Painseer. Devil's Play actually goes reasonably well with Painseer, but I don't need to design my entire deck around Painseer either. That's another thing. Thoughtseize is pretty just powerful card, but like I said, it's typically not very good in burn. I definitely don't want to Mox Diamond. It's just card disadvantage. Thoughtseize at least slows them up, which I do like. Like, it's not terrible if you're like Goblin Guide turn 1, turn 2, Thoughtseize, Lavamancer or Cackler or something. I just feel like we're not going to make the Titans be able to work here. And I feel like we don't need the Devil's Play. It's not that Devil's Play is bad, because it's not. It's just, I guess I'd rather have Thoughtseize. But like I said, it's questionable, because Thoughtseize not typically that great in a burn deck, but at least it's, potentially good sideboard card. Something like that. So Hero of Oxid Ridge is typically fine, but it would be very good with the Pyromancer, I guess. And it's hasty. There's also Pillar of Flame, which is a little bit less exciting. It's just a 2 damage burn spell. I mean, it does take out like Gravecrawler or something like that. But I guess I'm pretty comfortable taking Hero of Oxid Ridge over the Pillar here. Just because it's a pretty powerful 4-drop. We don't have to play the Graveborn Muse either, especially if our manas aren't that good. But we'll find out. I guess Hero's fine. Alright, Emissary. There's also Skullcrack. Both of those are very good. Skullcrack's a very important card. But Emissary currently gets us Striker, Pyromancer, Guide, Lavamancer, Cackler on turn 2. We can power some dudes out. Striker Emissary was, I was doing that standard for a while. I kind of feel like we need this Skullcrack, but it can't burn creatures. That's important to keep in mind. I guess we kind of do need to set up a nice board presence with the Emissary, but God, I do like the Skullcrack quite a bit. There's a chance we table the Emissary. It's really not good outside of an aggressive deck or a devotion-heavy deck, so I'm going to take the Skullcrack. I just really want to make sure I get this burn spell. Alright. Prophetic Flame Speaker is that, geez, that's a late Sphinx and opposition. That's kind of crazy. Could just take the Necrotol. Killing creatures is pretty good. Prophetic Flame Speaker. He's okay too. Could fit our curve a little bit better. If I have burn and hit, it'd be nice to get that damage through. He's only a 1/3 though. I don't have anything to pump him either. I guess Hero kind of pumps him, but not exactly in the way I'd like. Bloodbraid might be an option, but if you hit a Dualcaster Mage on it, you're in some trouble. Necrotol's decent. It's a little black intensive. I guess I take the Flame Speaker, but admittedly, it's not the best. All right, Chainwalker's fine. Jeez, Master of Waves. How badly do I want a Chainwalker? We're on our second pack now. Do I think I'm going to have enough playables? I feel like I'm going to have a really hard time beating Master of Waves. I kind of want to hate it here. I'm trying to think how important this Chainwalker is. I mean, it's pretty important if I'm going to be a beatdown deck with Hero of Oxid Ridge. All right. I really want to hate this Master. I don't think I have a choice. I can if I knew for a fact I was going to get enough playables, but I don't want to lose to Master. I'm going to hate it. I want that Chainwalker, but I just can't beat a Master of Waves with a deck like this. That just seems so difficult. All right. Recruiter's cool. Oh, Spellskite's going to be a big deal. I need some artifact. I guess as long as I've just got Face Burn, I'm okay, but yeah, that's going to be a problem. I mean, Recruiter can find everything, but I think we're just Stagger Shock all the way. Stagger Shock's great. Okay, so now it's, well, there is a Sinkhole, but not going to do that. Anger is not bad, but it's not really what I'm looking for either. Could also do the Plateau if I thought there was something I needed from that. Foothills currently doesn't find anything we need. I guess we can do the Avalanche Riders, which isn't bad. Destroying land is not bad. All right, could take the Disfigure. I think I'm going to hate Warhammer because that's another card that's just going to be bonkers against us. I guess it's pretty good with the Flame Speaker. But otherwise it'd be Disfigure, which is actually pretty good, but I feel like Warhammer wrecks us. I'm trying to get rid of all the cards that wreck us. I don't know if you noticed. All right, Devil's Play seems fine. It's not amazing, but it's a card. Which of these? I think Green Sun shouldn't be going this late. That card is actually insane, so I'm going to hate that. We did get the Emissary back. That's great news because I wanted to play it. Bloodbraid, I don't think we're going to make it work, but I'll take it anyway. And Dictate can be pretty good. I'm not really worried about Awakening Zone. All right, so we're okay. I think we only need 3 cards to make a deck, which is a good sign. Our deck looks okay. It definitely needs some improvement. Like, I probably don't want to play the Graveborn Muse just because it's just black intensive enough where I don't like it. But other than that, I mean, we look okay. We can have we don't have to play that many manas in this deck, which is kind of nice. We have a good amount of burn. I wouldn't mind some more. Certainly wouldn't mind some more. Okay, I mean, go for the throat. There's also Stormbreath Dragon, which is probably just a pick. 5 mana, get in for 4 damage. Pro White's pretty important. Can't be pathed. Baneslayer is pretty good against the Stormbreath Dragon. Actually, Stormbreath gets right past it, so that's even okay. Yeah, Baneslayer is going to be a big deal to play against, but at least I have a Skullcrack. I don't know. I think we just take Stormbreath because I'm going to play it. Even with Pains here, likely play it. There's also Teetering Peaks, which is kind of cool with your standard 1-drops. Get an extra 2 damage in. I guess if I'm not playing much mana, I can't hope to Monstrosity that often, but Stormbreath's pretty powerful. Otherwise, it's like a Go for the Throat, which is just a removal spell, which isn't bad, but it's not terribly exciting. I do want to keep my curve low, but I mean, I could take Over the Throat. I think Storm Breath's okay. Let's just take that. It's a strong effect. All right, Satyr, but I mean, it likely tables, but I don't think there's much else for us. Could do the Bone Splitter, I guess, which is good with any of our creatures, but very good with the Flame Speaker. And like I said, we're very likely to table the Satyr. I guess I can take a Bone Splitter, but not the most exciting. We can also take Wasteland. Might actually be better. Screw up your opponent's manas. And we can make this a low curve, so land hate is actually pretty big. All right, I convinced myself. Wasteland, and I think we're going to table the Satyr. All right, Bonfire is pretty good, but we have a fairly low curve. Nothing else too great for us, though. There's also Dragon Fodder, but I think we can do Bonfire. There's a lot of tokens in this format, so even playing it for 3 mana should be fine. I can't think of anything else here that's that good. Profane is okay. It's too much mana, too much black. Let's just take Bonfire. All right, Flame Slash, but I think we're in Stromkirk Noble territory here. There's also Knight of Infamy and him, but yeah, we're taking Noble. He's the one drop we're looking for. Keep this curve down. Hellrider, and we'd have Hero. That's pretty good. Toxic Deluge is a strong card. It's good against us. Shriekmaw is pretty strong, though. A kill spell doesn't work well with the Painseer, but it is a kill spell as well as a creature, which is nice. I'm trying to think how. I guess Hellrider is the pick. I mean, Hellrider and Hero is definitely better than Avalanche Rider, so they can be fine places to go. All right. Well, we can be. It looks like we're more of a mix of creature and burn, which is okay. I mean, having Hellrider and Hero helps. So this would be a 16 land version of this deck. I think we probably want to play 17 lands with the dragon so I can ditch the Avalanche Riders, which aren't that great. They're okay. It's just not necessary. I think I want to not play Devil's Play if possible. I just don't really like it. I'd rather do the Bonfire if I'm going to play an X spell. I'd rather get the chance for a miracle and, just deal like 6 to 7 damage out of nowhere late game. This deck's okay. It's not as good as that white-red version I had, that burn deck, but this one's not bad. It's just much more creature intensive, which I guess is okay with the Hero and the Hellrider. Yeah. So now we can take Lightning Mauler. I mean, there's also Tech Edge, but I think Mauler's where we're at. Mauler's exactly where we want to be with all of this stuff. Like even Emissary Mauler's kind of nice on turn 2. It's pretty aggressive. So 17 land deck currently right here. This looks pretty solid. 15 creatures is quite a few more than I had in my last one, but we still have a very good amount of burn spells. Beetleback Chief is probably something this deck wants with Hellrider and Hero. It's also a Solemn Simulacrum, but I'm not really in the business for that. Beetleback Chief, however, yeah, good with Hellrider, good with Hero. That's good enough for me. All right, we did get the Teetering Peaks back. I think we're going to get the Satyr back too, I believe, but definitely taking the Peaks. No, we didn't get the Satyr back, surprisingly, but I will take the Bone Splitter. I think that's actually reasonable in this deck with the Flame Speaker and all, but we'll have to take a look. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to play it or not. We do probably have enough 1-drops to justify Bone Splitter. All right. Sorin can be pretty annoying because he's got lifelink on it. Massacre Worm can be annoying too, but I think I'd rather hate the Sorin. Maybe I'm more worried about Massacre Worm. I guess he can destroy everything we have. Polluted Delta doesn't find anything we need, so I guess Infamy, but I don't think we're playing it. We don't have enchantments, so I don't care about those. I don't care about any of these. I guess we'll take the creature. Sovereign can be good against our haste, so I'll take that. Baleful Strix's last pick. That's really surprising since that card's just straight up good. No issues with that card whatsoever. All right, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. Creatures versus spells. Since I have Hellrider and Hero of Oxid Ridge, I really do want to take advantage of those to the best of my ability. So our curve is still relatively low for Pains here. A lot of 1-drops. If I drop Stormbreath and Beetleback Chief, can I play a 16 land deck? I kind of like having the Stormbreath and 17 lands. So I think I'm actually going to cut Beetleback Chief. As good as it is with Hellrider and Hero, I think we're better off just trying to curve into them. I think I can maybe cut Thoughtseize main deck, but there is a lot of cards I want to pull out. But the problem is it doesn't go with our strategy that much. But I mean, it does like take early plays away from him that they might be counting on, and it kind of lets you know what you're playing against, which is nice. But like I said, if it's not like throwing fire at their face, Thoughtseize can be an issue that way. Like I'd rather just have a removal spell so I can just get in with my 1-drops, you know? Flamespeaker's not the best. The only really good card I have with it is like Bone Splitter. So I could see the argument against it. We got a pretty low burn count, surprisingly. So I guess Pyromancer plays better with the Thoughtseize, so maybe we ditch the Bone Splitter. And then if I'm ditching Bone Splitter, maybe I don't want to play Flamespeaker, and I can go back on the Beetleback Chief, I guess. Eight spells for Pyromancer. That feeds it. I mean, Flamespeaker's fine with Hero, I guess. I was thinking ditch the Flamespeaker for the Chief, since it works a little better with the 4-drops. But then again, turn 2 Lightning Mauler, turn 3 Flamespeaker. That could be pretty good. Not even, though, because it deals damage, and then you don't even get to play the spells for free. No, I guess Flamespeaker's not that great. All right. Maybe we take the Chief. We are playing 17 lands, I guess, so Chief seems fine. We do have rewards for big manas. If we get flooded, Stormbreath, Monstrosity, and Bonfire off the top can be good ways to finish. Painseer can generate some card advantage. And we only get punished for, I mean, Bonfire is only 1, right? I don't think X counts as 0, so Bonfire's 1 off of a Painseer, which is kind of nice. You put it in your hand, though, so you don't get the Miracle, which kind of sucks. But at least it's only 1 damage. So the most we can get punished for Painseer is 5, and it's only 1 card, and 3 cards would deal 4 damage to us. That's not that bad. Most of the time we're going to be hitting lands or 2 and lower. So I would say Painseer is definitely good enough for this list. Alternatively, I can cut the Beetleback Chief for like a Knight of Infamy. And you might be wondering why, but it's to keep the curve lower than... Because Beetleback Chief, for some reason, it's like a little bit too slow for me. Whereas Knight can actually beat pretty efficiently on its own. But I guess because Exalted's not that good here, I guess. Otherwise, I do Devil's Play. I guess we can make... All right, in a 17-land deck, I think I can actually make Devil's Play work. Plus, it's only... Once again, it's only 1 damage from Painseer. All right, I can get behind this. This is an okay deck. I wish it was a little bit better, but I'm not like... It's not that bad. It's really not bad. It's just not as good as the last one, like I said. So we don't need much black. We are going to play the Confluence. I don't mind punishing my life total from that to hit our black early when we need it. Sulphur Springs definitely gets in here. Teetering Peaks we want, and Wasteland for sure. So we already have 2 sources of black. We have, this doesn't even require it. We have 3 spells total that require it, so maybe 5 sources is all we need. So like, well, I did 6 last time. Wait, Forest. Oh, for the, I was going to say, that's kind of weird. So 5 sources black, and then we'd have, how many sources? I need to add one more now. 13 sources red, 5 sources black. I mean, we want to hit Painseer on turn 2, so I guess we can do 1 more black source. So I will do 6. So 6 sources black, 12 sources red should probably be enough to do everything we want to do, I think. Yeah, 12 sources red, it should be enough. And 6 sources black should be enough too. All right. So overall, this deck's okay. I mean, it's definitely my style. It's not as good as our last build, like I said. We do have a couple X spells, so like I say, with the Flood, it's a little bit less of a big deal because we can just still, utilize some X burn if we have if we're just getting 5 or 6 mana or something. Too much. And then Storm Breath, the monstrosity reward can be high. So overall, it's okay. I'd probably rate it like 6 out of 10, something like that, in terms of red deck wins in this. I would have wanted, we didn't get some key cards like Sulfuric Vortex, which I wanted. I don't even know if Lightning Bolt's in here, but we didn't get that. Missing some burn spells that would have been nice, but we got some decent ones, I guess. Yeah, we'll see how this deck does. Could do all right. We do have some hard removal and Dreadbore, which is nice. I guess we'll see. See you round 1.